Hi, Empower Our community. Today's episode is on something that I know bothers a lot of us and stops us dead in our tracks from pursuing that life we want to live, which is ultimately freedom. It is called being triggered. One of the most common questions that I get all the time from people who reach out to me and are on these quests of self-discovery and really going against convention and living a life that they want, leaning into it, attempting to at least, is, well, I'm doing it and I have everything set and I hear the messaging and I'm ready to make the moves. One of the most common roadblocks I hear is, but how do I not get triggered? How do I not get triggered by people's judgment? How do I not get triggered by people's reactions to me? How do I not get triggered by things that I see? And I get so riled up. And when I say triggered, I want you to understand that that doesn't just mean a bad response in you. It also means a good response in you. Because we, I think, associate being triggered with, oh, it's a negative feeling. This negative feeling, it triggered me and now I'm so mad and frustrated and offended. But also understand, like I always say, there's good and bad. There's opposite and positive and negative. There's these really heavy negative reactions, and then there's really elated, wonderful reactions, and those feel good, but at the same time, understanding it is still a trigger. It is still you believing that an outside external thought, communication, or behavior has forced you to react either positively or negatively to something, right? So, quick tips and tricks on how to break that down and break through being triggered. This is going to help you as you continue to plot and strategize on your moves and building your confidence to make these moves. Let's start with the English language. Language in general, okay? Forget English. Say I speak Korean, which I don't yet. What if I right now say a phrase to you in Korean, okay? I'm not even going to attempt it, but pretend like I just said something. Do those words that came out of my mouth, the sounds that came out of my mouth, do they trigger you one way or the other than causing you confusion? I'm not talking about that. No, they don't. Why? Because you don't understand what those words mean. And when you don't understand what those words mean, you don't attach meaning to those words. They're just sounds. They're gibberish because you don't understand that language, right? You don't attach negative or positive to what I just told you. I may have just told you, you are the most supreme goddess. You are the most successful person I have ever seen. I want to be you. I need to learn from you. Show me your ways. I could have said that, or I could have said, you are such a clown. I'm embarrassed by you. I can't believe you even think that you can do those things. Why don't you just shut up and stop talking to me? Do we see how you literally, viscerally, in some way, responded to that and that in English? So, are we seeing what I'm doing here? I just told you in Korean one of those things, or in another language, whatever. Calm down. I just told you something in in a different language. You did not understand what those sounds that came out of my voice meant. You therefore, our brain therefore, did not attach significance one way or the other. Let's take it down to a neurological level, okay? Because I am almost a doctor. Our brains have been conditioned we all understand our brain and our thoughts only happen because of neural pathways in our brain, which are like little freeways. So say you have a car driving down a dirt road, say you have a car driving down like an open field. The car goes down once in the middle of an open field. Is there like a serious freeway in that open field? No, it's just an open field. But then say another car comes behind them, and then another car, and then now a truck, and then a semi on the same road. Everyone's taking the same path. That is in our brain a neural pathway. It is like a little road that if we continue to practice it and drive over it and drive over it with the same thoughts, it creates a very strong neural pathway so that when our synapses fire, which are like these little things that talk to ourselves, and they fire these electronic messages to this one, it goes, you ain't shit. Bam. We feel bad about ourselves. You're amazing. I want to be like you. Oh my God, bam. It captures it on this very well-traveled road because we're so used to having these internal conversations and people talking to us this way. Same thing, reinforces the path. The synapse that captures it then stimulates a hormonal and cognitive response in our brain that produces either happy feelings or sad feelings. Simple, right? Okay, see? So smart. That's it, guys. That's it. That's all that's happening. So I did that to show you that it is a mechanical process that's actually happening. So when a word is spoken to you, a sound is coming at you, if our brain can decipher that sound enough into English, and the synapse hears, you're so gorgeous and beautiful and powerful and perfect, that synapse says, oh girl, boop, let's send him on the happy freeway, boop, oh my God, happy feelings, happy, I feel so good, ooh, warm and fuzzy inside, versus the other freeway down the road. Are you sure you want to do that? Because honestly, you're not even that good. Boom, that synapse fires, because if people aren't telling you that, you're telling that yourself to some degree or another, right? Okay, enough of that. Enough science for 5 seconds, okay? And yes, I'm congested, okay? Getting over something. When we realize that our brains have been conditioned to attach significance and feelings to certain English words that come out at us, we then are able to stop ourselves from that trigger response. It is not easy. Why is it not easy? Because it requires work. It requires focus and it requires attention. Otherwise, the way the rest of us, 99.9% of us operate is you hear the thing and bam, our brain is so phenomenal and perfect and gorgeous and powerful that it moves so quickly. Sometimes it takes us a second for our brain for us to stop our thoughts and be like, hold on, hold the F on. I am road blocking that road. I am going to put up a brick wall up on that well-traveled freeway. Bam. That electronic message can no longer transmit to the other side. I am not going to feel that feeling. I am not going to feel complete elation. I'm not going to feel complete deflation or horrible, right? Is this making sense? Because this is how it works, guys. Sorry, there's no other way. The way to not be triggered is to understand and break down fundamentally what the English language is, our response to it, understanding that we only respond that way because we've been taught to. We've been conditioned to by repetitive thinking, by society telling us if you fail, it's wrong. If you fail, you're not good enough. If you don't achieve, you're not great. If you're not married by a certain time, if you don't have kids by a certain time, if you don't have X amount of money in the bank, you're not good enough. You're not worthy. If you don't have all these fancy things to show off, you're not validated. That bullshit. We see it constantly in our society, in our culture. Okay? You should be happy with what you have. These things are so ingrained in us. And so it's okay. And it's understandable why you think that way. But what's not okay is for you to continue to be triggered and allow yourself to continue to respond that way. Now that you know you are in the possession of power and only you can do it. I can't do it for you. I'm just teaching you. I'm teaching you to fish. Get it? Only you can stop that thought process in your brain. Only you have the power to stop those thoughts. But it's hard. Of course it's fucking hard. If it was easy, believe me, we wouldn't have wars. We wouldn't have famine. We wouldn't have all the shit we have in this world going on, right? It would be a very different place. Utopian, some would say. But that ain't gonna happen, okay? It's not. Boo-hoo. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. I'm teaching you how to deal with that world that we live in. I'm teaching you how to get through that world more freely, more peacefully, okay? So now knowing that if someone comes to you in English and says something positive or negative, and yes, obviously positive reactions feel good, but be wary of it, because if you overly react positively too, there's also the negative reaction. That means your brain can, not until you're able to fully control your mind, can you really indulge. Because it just, does that make sense? It makes it harder for you to try to stop the negative feelings, right? So next time you are triggered by a person, a comment, something that comes your way, or even yourself, because we are the worst. We are the worst at at triggering ourselves? Are the thoughts we say are reinforced by someone who says some random comment and you're like, I knew it. I knew I wasn't good enough. Or your Achilles heel, they get you where it hurts. That's a low blow. Oh, well, it only is. And it's only a cheap shot. And it's only an Achilles heel if you continue to allow that triggering third-party behavior or comment to affect you. If you continue to allow it to be defined as negative or positive, that is on you. You have the power to roadblock that thought. You have the thought process and the thought power to roadblock. Well, you're not good enough. You're not going to be able to do that. Who do you think you are? Even us saying that to ourselves. Stop it. You take a deep breath. I'm going to do it. And I'm going to stop that thought in its tracks. I'm stopping it. No more response. No more triggered response. Furthermore, let's take it above this conversation and say, I don't get triggered. Ooh. Reminding you, going back to lesson 1, language is everything. Self-talk is the fundamental first step. It's a non-starter if you do not speak kindly and powerfully and lovingly to yourself. Our language. Oh, I'm triggered so easily. What is that telling your brain to do, to think about yourself, to react? Well, then I am triggered easily. So I'm walking around ready to be triggered versus I'm not triggered. I'm not triggered easily. I don't get triggered. What? Guess what? You can talk like that right now, today, this second. Say it. I don't get triggered. Say it again. I don't get triggered. Okay? Step 1, speak kindly. You become what you think. You become what you say. Stoics talked about it thousands of years ago. I didn't make this stuff up. You become what you think. You become what you say. I'm the worst. I'm the worst. I'm the worst. Or I can do this. I'm confident. I believe in myself. Doesn't mean it's going to be super successful or a super failure. That's not what I'm worried about. I'm worried about you getting through it and getting to take the step. So that's how we deal with being triggered. If you have any questions, DM me, reach out to me. You know I'm available. I answer everyone. This is important stuff. Give me your thoughts. Give me your feedback. You might not agree with me. It doesn't matter. I know it works. It works for me. Try it.